Hello, 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 everybody. It is so good to see all of your digital non-existent faces in the chat. Welcome to episode 3 of this very, very special miniseries, The Angel You Know, a Halo and Horns miniseries exclusively here on Transplanar RPG as we debut it. I am one of your 2 GMs, Connie, and creative producer of this channel. My pronouns are they, he, and she. You can find me on TikTok and Twitter at ByConnieChang. That's ByConnieChang. And when I'm not here being one of the GMs for Halo and Horns here with Brandy and our very special mortal guest B tonight, you can find me being the GM and creative producer for Transplanar RPG, which is the channel you're watching this on. Transplanar is an all-transgender, BIMPOC-led, 100% homebrew Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live-streamed actual play campaign set in Andake, an original non-colonial, anti-Orientalist, grim, dark, gritty fantasy world. If that's your jam, if queer, romance, and tragedy is what you're into, tune in Saturdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. That's 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern right here, and toss us a follow. With that very long intro spiel for myself out of the way, Brandy, tell us about yourself.
Yep. Hi, everybody. I am Brandy Rose on Twitter at the Brandy Rose. My pronouns are they, them, and I am the creative producer for round about 10 shows, not to mention the host and co-host for about 10 podcasts and talk shows, including a Twitch talk show, Roll With It, which is made in conjunction with the Roll app, which I'm really, really excited about. Should be dropping when this airs, should have either recently dropped or be dropping imminently. So make sure to follow twitch.tv/cutestpatoot for that update. Also, when this comes out, my newest game, I Spy, should also be either out or dropping imminently. So make sure to check out cutestpatoot.itch.io. All of my updates are always on Twitter. But yes, I also have a new show joining my podcast network, of which I am the head. It's Patoot Podcast. You recognize it by the little pink raccoon face. That's just me. That's just me when I wake up. It's me when I take off my human suit. And, I felt like I should share that with all of you guys. So Patoot Podcast has a new show joining its lineup. To be movie or not to be movie has nothing to do with the beef movie. Is B-movie the genre, i.e. shark? Don't even.
Oh, okay.
Connie is the reason I make that disclaimer now.
Yeah.
By the way, because before I had never thought to do so. So yes, B movies the genre. We will also be playing a proprietary game and talking about new B movies every week. And I say we because I might have a co-host. We'll see. But yes, and with that, I hand off to our amazing mortal B.
Hello. Nobody has actually referred to me as a mortal in, I don't know, 100 years maybe. So this is really nice. This is good. Hello, I am your non-binary busy bee. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on Twitter as at @B_Zelda. I am a podcaster, member of the Broadswords, host of Anime Attaché. I'm a player on 12-Sided Stories, One Shot Network, Iron Etta Reforged. I am a TTRPG streamer. I don't even know where to start. Follow me on some socials. You'll figure it out there. As well as I'm the community manager for D&D Adventures League. But if you ever want to ask me rules about D&D, honestly, don't. I don't know the rules. I just don't. Yeah.
Jokes on you, B. Fair. We're actually playing D&D. We're
actually, this is not. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I gotta exit this call. My bad.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Water my cat.
So yeah, follow Brandy, follow B. They are incredible, incredible pillars of the TTRPG community on Twitter, Itch, wherever. You heard their spiels. Go check out their links in the chat. And now that all of that stuff is out of the way, let's get down into some down and dirty angel devil mortal business here. Starting with you, B. Would you like to set the stage for us? Tell us what time zone we're in. Where in the world are we? And who the heck are you? And what are you doing?
I like that first query. It is Eastern time zone in this gray-skied city. Along the horizon, you see the peak of the CN Tower as it crests above some clouds. There are countless tall buildings, glass, brick, siding, lots of people on the ground in business suits walking to and fro, bell bottoms, necklaces, peace signs. I'm trying to think of transportation at this time. What are those rail cars?
Cars, yeah, like trams.
Is that what they're called? Tram. I don't have that word in my in my country.
Sorry,
we don't use that word.
No, I was saying that, I was like, that was German, what I just said, probably. Yes.
Those things bustling about left and right. Everything's got this color of like a red and white theme when you are in Toronto, Canada, because those are kind of the color of the flag. So therefore, we just slap that on everything left and right. The only dapple of color of the people walking down that aren't a part of the business sector, but wear clothing a little bit more free, a little bit more expressive, and they might be on Yonge Street, or that's the only street, Queen Street as well. Now, I think the camera zooms in to somebody waiting, holding on to like a little bus ticket, waiting for the TTC to finally arrive. And that individual, maybe 5'8", stocky framed. They have a pile of braids stacked on top of their hair. Back in the 70s, there wasn't really like fancy synthetic hair. I do not know how people survived. So the only color that our lovely Delroy Jones could wear was just brown. But to jazz it up, Delroy has wrapped her hair in a colorful head wrap. She's got on bright bell bottoms, brown shoes, a bright yellow top, obnoxiously large hoop earrings, and I think like an excess of liner. Probably back then it was on the lower lids, but we don't do that anymore. And Delroy is waiting for the bus to pick up some new shoes for a job interview.
Ooh, yes, we find you, Delroy. A burst of color, I think, amidst, I think at this particular bus stop, like, a wash of charcoal and gray of, like, dudes in suits. You know, like, women in pencil skirts, like, the more conservatively dressed with, like, the leggings and the stockings and kind of looking at you, reading newspapers, you know, tapping their foot, looking at their watches. We find you, pop of much-needed breath of fresh air here, bell bottoms flaring, right, like, your hair up in that, like, perfect coif, waiting for the bus, nervously anticipating this job interview that is later this afternoon. And as you stand there looking up the street, like looking down the street, checking your watch perhaps, there's a poof that no one on this plane of existence, yourself included, Delroy, notices, as there's a shower of like gold dust and poofing into existence, wearing a patterned suit. The cut of the suit itself is very elegant French almost, but the patterning of it is very 70s. There's kind of like a colorful, almost like psychedelic wash to the jacket, and the tie itself is like kind of like a bright gold, I want to say. And we see our angel, Artemisia, ruffling a newspaper once again, the same newspaper that she was using in our first episode that has 2 holes poked through the front so she can peer through it with her eyes. We see this woman with a shaved head, a very marble-esque face, right? And a very strong, pronounced nose. She's got these sharp eagle eyes peering through the holes burned in the newspaper, looking at Delroy. These eyes look like they can cut through rebar, right? And she carries herself like a freaking steel rod, right? Like there's a rod jammed down her spine. Ruffles the newspaper, no one notices her as she also takes place at this bus stop and glances at Delroy. And then she glances down at her Rolex, waiting for the inevitable to arrive.
I'm gonna wait for a hot minute. Devils are always late, but it's also a puff of smoke, but this is like the dry, icy type smoke you'd find at a rock show. And there's flashing lights within it, just the very cheap, those big ones where like the light was still a normal colored light. It's just that they put a colored transparency on top of it. So it smells a little bit like hot plastic for a second. And then out of it stumbles in these huge like platform shoes, dark like bell-bottomed, high-waisted like jeans. They're tucked in real tight, ripped up band tee. Was it ripped because something happened to it? Did they rip it themselves? Who knows? And out stumbles this like taking the big sunglasses off, just ruffling hair that hasn't been brushed maybe in 200 years. Who knows? It's just messy. It's big. It's dark. And out stumbles this dark, like just being. And as like their features come into focus and they become more than a cloud of black smoke with red eyes, they become more of a person form. So you see this like tall Native American, like moderately, like you think like, oh, interesting, strong jawline, but like a lot of like beautiful, just like makeup, like just coming from a straight rock show. And just kind of just like the raccoon eyes are happening, but it's kind of working, but it's also kind of not because it's the 70s and who did it work for really? Is just like stumbling out, cracking the neck, cracking the back, and several other bones you think humans probably shouldn't have. But they're cracking. There's a little tail that cracks too, but that disappears quickly. And Melchior, they just like looks over and goes, "Oh, hey there."
You're finally dressed for the era. You look like you just stumbled out of a shitty rock band's bed.
Well, it was actually several rock bands, but thank you.
Uh-huh.
This is my favorite era. It smells putrid, and there's so many bad decisions being made right now. It is, this is my prime. I actually have an apartment here.
You disgust me. Well, Delroy will not be one of the mortals making bad decisions today if I have anything to do with it.
Oh, baby. You might not have anything to do with it. Remember, you owe me.
Getting desperate now, Arby. Seems like you can't win without an IOU.
Really? Seems like you can't win without kissing me.
Artemisia, clears her throat, ruffles the newspaper, and, on cue, because she had willed it, the bus comes. Comes and it screeches, in front of Delroy, literally out of nowhere.
If you weren't an angel, I feel like it would have screeched and hit me.
Yeah, the bus driver's like, I was in Ontario, where the, okay. And just, cranks the lever and, the door opens and people start going on.
Pay the ticket, get on. You really on time today. Thanks.
Yes, of course, honey. I swear to gods I was in a different province, but here's the ticket. Okay. And they take the ticket and they gesture for you to get on.
I love that he knows where he's going.
Yeah, I know.
Still.
He does.
Some idea.
You drop me into the east part of this city, I don't know where I'm going anymore. I will sit here until Google Maps tells me what to do.
There was a time when people did not have Google Maps, and
I would have
don't
never
get
left
it.
the house.
No.
Literally, me neither. I'm so directionally challenged. But Delroy is not. Delroy, as you come onto this bus, it's got the morning commute people in here. It's like a can of sardines, and you're a little tiny fish being packed in with the salt, right? As you're squishing yourself through the crowd.
Holding onto the bar at the top.
Yes, yes. The doors close and the bus continues rattling off. There is a teenager with a boombox in the back, and it's just some kind of it's AC/DC is blasting out of the speakers. You know, da da da. Just people are so annoyed, but no one tells the teenager to shut up, except for a few brave souls who shout, but it can't be heard over the music, you know what I mean? And you figure the bus driver doesn't give a shit, right, as he continues to cruise the bus along. But then there's an interference, a crackle of static through the radio of the boombox. It just tips for job interviews. 1. Smile and make direct eye contact. 2. Say to yourself, I deserve this. I am worthy. 3. Don't lose your temper, no matter how bad things get.
Oh god, this music is terrible. Hey kid, you want to change that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. It's and the kid's banging on his boombox. This isn't part of the mix I got.
Let me see if I got a cassette. Anybody got a cassette?
Melchior's hand will come out of smoke, just it's just so packed, you don't even know where the hand's coming from. It's kind of like that scene where somebody in the Sat 70 shows somebody give me a light.
Yes.
And 8,
Right,
even
8
though there's
hands
not
coming.
that many cast members, hands are just lighter. You just get this cassette to another wonderful little AC/DC chart. Actually, you know what? No, let's go a little bit further. You get a cactus tape, which is also just some old heavy metal rock. Just get a cactus tape, and it's just boom. There you go.
I got a cassette, kid. Here, use this. It's got to be better than that self-help stuff.
Cactus?
Nobody need that.
Is that their latest album? Oh my, can I have this?
Yeah, it just came from yeah, it's all yours.
thanks, man. He takes it. He takes the AC/DC tape, which is smoking a little bit with like gold smoke. Like, what the heck? He like puts it back into like his pack and puts it in, pops it, and Cactus starts blasting. Right. The last thing that you hear is the interview prep, like self-affirmations, like tape. Like the last thing they say is, remember, don't lose your temper. And then like the tape gets put in and popped in, and Cactus comes out.
Is Artemisia on the bus
Yes.
too? Cool. Where?
She is right next to Delroy, sitting, right? Newspaper up, right? Just like she blends in with the setting. She's peering through the holes and looking at Delroy.
Well, you know where Melchior is sitting. Where Melchior is always
Seriously?
sitting if Artemisia is sitting.
Oh
It's
my
Melchior
God.
is sitting on Artemisia's lap because
Okay.
it annoys Artemisia, and causing people irritation brings like Melchior. Like it's like a direct shot of serotonin to the brain, especially annoying an angel, because it feels a little bit like you're corrupting something uncorruptible. So Melchior is also sitting very comfortable, by the way. Thanks so much for asking. Will occasionally put her eyes up to the eye holes. Hi. And then
Like she'll
back.
move it, you know, like to like get around you.
It's amazing. It's very fun. It's one of Melchior's favorite little games. And Melchior is kind of and these two like young women, one like young black woman with this beautiful like Grace Jones cut, just stunning, so sharp, so gorgeous, is talking to a Native American woman. And they are just like, they're talking fashion, they're talking like about their days, they're talking about their dates and these parties that they went to. And then one of them goes, oh, didn't you have like a job interview yesterday? And the other one goes, yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you have to know what you deserve. You have to know your worth. And if somebody is just, sometimes you have to speak up. You've got to tell them, like, you are not qualified for this job. You do not get to tell me what to do. This is simply like, this is not the way this business should be run. And you just have to own that. And the other woman's just like, you are so right. You are so right. And that is so powerful of you. And Melchior is just gonna like, kind of like crick her neck. And then like, just as a reward, like levitates like $20, which is a lot of money, out of this like businessman's pocket and like dumps them in like one of their purses. This is a little treat.
You overhear this, Delroy, and you're like, a lot of interviews happening. Like, a lot of talk about interviews. Which makes you think of your own interview, which is happening in just about 2 hours, right? That you're picking up shoes for. And as soon as like the thought picking up shoes for like comes in through your brain, the bus comes to a halt at the stop you need to be at. Because the shoe store is like right there behind the bus stop.
Is this even a
that's
real
my
bus stop,
stop.
or so much as the bus has just stopped?
The bus has just stopped, and the old man goes, anyone need shoes or any sort of nice clothing tonight? This is a good place to get off. I'm just struck by the urge.
Yes,
Those
yes,
are probably
yes.
lost. He
Let me
doesn't know where he is.
Squeeze through. Excuse me. Okay. Fight my way off the bus.
As you do, Artemisia flicks her wrist, and it's like people part, right? A path just kind of clears for you, right? So you can get off the bus easier, right? As you're calling for help.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
You get off the bus, and a gust of like slightly autumnal wind buffets you, right? In stark contrast to the kind of like a coiffed heat inside the bus itself. And as the bus like screeches off, you see the shoe store where you had scheduled for a pickup of shoes, not the previous weekend, waiting for you there with its beautiful glass display window, these ruby red heels, flats, boots, whatever kind of shoes you could ask for. It is a shopper's paradise.
What is the name of the store? And it's got to be some alliteration, like something with an S shoes, like
Sally's shoes?
Sally's.
that's boring.
Doesn't sell seashells by the seashore
She
anymore.
sells shoes.
What about,
now. This is gonna kill my
shoe
life.
Shoes? Maybe owned by a Chinese immigrant.
Yes!
Yeah.
That is so cute.
That's very Canadian too, so that feels right.
Oh, it's gonna be so hard to say.
Shoes.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got this.
We just hope that Shoo is there.
See, it's a really good thing that none of us are in person. We can't spit.
Sounds like
Only
a challenge to
the
me,
microphone
Brandy.
suffers.
Yes, Delroy. You get off the bus and you see, because it's quite early, there's a couple people inside Shushu's shoes. You also see Shushu behind the counter selling her shoes.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Ding ding of the door, stepping inside. Shushu, darling.
Delroy!
Do you see these loafers? I need new shoes.
I do see these loafers. Have you been walking around in those loafers since you were born? They look,
They're a friend of a friend's. I had an incident where I lost my shoes. There was some mud and there was a park. But that doesn't matter. What matters is I need to look good. I have a job interview. If I don't nail this, I won't be able to send money back home. And then what is my family going to do? Am I going to lose my apartment? How are you?
I'm doing. The shoe business is great with Shushu here, but don't worry about me. Let's get those rags off your feet. And here are the shoes you asked for, but I think I have a couple of recommendations for you. And Shushu hustles out from behind the counter. She's kind of maybe a Chinese auntie, in her 40s, maybe kind of plump, right, with a really bad perm, but you can't tell her. You can't fucking tell her. It's a horrible perm, but you can't tell her.
She's been going to the same place for 40 years.
Yes.
There's no changing her now.
Exactly. But she's very squat, she reminds you almost of a frog, right? She's very round and rotund and orbitous and very sweet. She takes out a couple of boxes, from the back and starts huddling over to where you are, right? Here are the heels you asked for. And speaking of which, how are your siblings? How are they?
They're okay. Marcus has been getting into trouble, and Sierra, well, she's doing okay in school, but I don't think she's gonna graduate. So, but Mom and Pa are doing their best staying afloat. It's been really rough.
They're so lucky to have an eldest sibling like you to take care of them.
Are you being extra loud so your kid hears?
Yes! Johnny! Look at Delroy over here! And you see, through, the storage closet, in the back, there's, a kid. Just, a kid, sitting, in
kid.
Yeah, like a child, like a 4-year-old, sitting there with a baby in a cradle, in the back. And he's drawing and he looks up. He's got a horrible bowl cut. You hear that? You gotta grow up to be like Delroy. Take care of your little sister.
And
he just goes back to coloring. Well, Johnny's okay. Johnny's okay. Johnny helps me man the register sometimes when I gotta go out.
Very impressive.
Oh yeah, he's smart, but not as smart as you. Not yet. I mean, you've got that interview with that law firm tonight. Or was it this afternoon?
It's this afternoon. My armpit has not stopped sweating. Back home in Jamaica, sweat nothing. I come over here and it's just my armpits. They don't stop.
It's gotta be the Toronto. Something about Toronto just makes you sweat. Sweat in the city.
Yeah.
Well, here are these heels you asked for. I picked out a couple of flats. Take your time. If it's this afternoon, it's the morning. You got a few hours. You can stay here as long as you want, kid.
Oh, I gotta go there early. I gotta buy a clipboard. I want to look professional. There's just so much. Do you know how many people have told me that yellow bell bottoms are not professional? Since when?
Since when?
This voice chimes in from the back that goes, "Oh, that's a rumor." And you see this tall with capital T tall. She is maybe in flats 6'2", and she's wearing platform shoes. Melchior would have said divinity to describe, but that's an insult. So this bitch looks satanic, but in a hot way. She has the Farrah Fawcett hair that's just but it's so long and it's kind of messy, and one of those jean shag shepherd's collar. Everything is just wow, are you a model? No, you're very scary. Wow, you're so hot is the main monologue people have in their brains when they first meet her. Let's call her Sharon, because that's the only name in my brain right now. And Sharon has this big patchwork bag. It's kind of like Mary Poppins bag in function, and pulls out a clipboard and just hands it to you, and it's just I got tons of these when I was volunteering at the YMCA. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, thank you. Delroy Jones. I've been in Canada for a couple of months now.
Welcome.
This is
Welcome
so nice.
to the Gray.
Yeah, it's a lot more dismal than I expected. Like the people are lovely, but oh my goodness, there's just not a lot of greenery. The sky is gray and it always just smells like smog.
Yeah, that new stuff, that smog, it's real weird, isn't it? It's so ugh. I'm from New York originally. Thought I would come up here. What come up here and then she trails off. What it would actually be the end of that sentence is commit tax fraud. And she's like, yeah, I came up here with my band, and we're all about like empowerment and like standing up for yourself. So don't let anybody push you around. A lot of these little places here, they're run by these tiny little men, and they've got no real power, not like you and your yellow bell bottoms, which are so amazing, by the way.
Job interview friendly, do you think?
I think very friendly.
Oh,
Although
okay,
take that with a grain of salt. I've been on the road since I was like 16 with this band, so we haven't had to do a lot of interviews. But if you interviewed with me, I'd hire you in a heartbeat. Hell, maybe I will. And she pulls out what looks like it's supposed to be a business card, but it's actually like a hotel's business card that has that scratched out and the band's name written in pen and just her personal number. And like by personal number, I mean her landline.
Yes.
And that changes frequently. So there's several that are crossed out. It's just that this is the one for Toronto. It's like, just give me a call sometime. If something works out, something doesn't work out, if you need me or if you want to hang. I know this park about 2 hours from here where you can actually see grass.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not taken up by anybody. Like can we go there? Like I know there's parks, but
just a really nice park, kind of like and it's actually a natural reserve.
Yay!
It's definitely trespassing to go on that. Details. She doesn't know that. She's just like, oh yeah, it's just this like really nice park. It's got a lot of trees. There's some animals wandering around too. One time a deer fed out of Joey's hand. It was wild. I had no idea deer liked sandwiches.
I don't know what they eat, but that seems, yeah. I gotta get some shoes on. Shoo, could you?
Yes. This entire time, Shushu has been putting shoes on your feet and taking them off and putting them on and taking like this entire conversation.
Like Cinderella.
Yeah, like Cinderella. And she found the perfect heels for you. The perfect little
Power
wedge,
heels.
like perfect power heels for you. I slipped them on.
Yes.
I think these are the one.
Oh my goodness. Let me walk around. And then the walk, feel it, see if they feel
Sharon
right.
starts singing, just like a nice little like low like rock like thing for you to walk to. Get your runway moment in.
My day has started off not that great, but I feel on top of the world.
You look
can
amazing.
conquer
Yeah, sister
anything.
friend.
Yes. Oh, this is going to be so good. That interview though, little bird, you say I don't really have to deal with the small men, but that's who's going to be signing my checks. And she does like a toe touch, like to really like look at it. Yeah. I don't know if these shoes are going to hypnotize people the way they hypnotize me.
Well, I'm hypnotized. And small men may sign some checks, but somebody signs theirs. There's always somebody above them to go to who typically has a little bit more common sense.
But we all start somewhere, Delroy. Sometimes you just have to get your foot in the door. Think of this job that you're gonna get. I'm manifesting this for you as a stepstone. Put in your hours, put in a few months, put in a year there, and then use that to springboard to your next adventure. Sometimes beggars can't be choosers. I had to, it took me so long to start up my own shoe shop, shoe store. So long.
And look at it. This is so great. So many off-brand, quality looking shoes.
Thank you. I know. It's very, very important to me that the fakes I sell look real.
Sharon's gonna nod along.
This is gonna be later.
And so Sharon's gonna nod along and then grab you by the shoulders, give you like the kiss on the side and be like, you got this. And then she leans into your ear and just goes, beggars can't be choosers, but I don't see a beggar, I see a queen. And just like whispers that and then like pulls back and gives you like a wink and like walks out of the store.
Wow. Shushu, that was... I've never seen her in here.
Oh, she comes here sometimes. She tried to steal a pair of my knockoff Louboutins the other day. But you know,
Have it at this point.
she's very friendly, but she lives on the wild side. You know what I mean? And not everyone's fit for that life, especially someone with 5 siblings like you. We can't all afford to just go off and be someone's roadie. Sometimes we have to stay here and hold down the fort for the family.
Sound like my
Family.
mom.
Well, I am a mother. I can't help that.
Yeah. Hi, Johnny. Okay.
I'm
Responsibility.
living for Johnny.
Johnny just has the
Grumpy
lowest
kid.
grunts. Yeah, a 4-year-old. He goes, yeah. As you leave,
Very white.
as you leave, we see Artemnesia just has sort of folded into the background, sitting on one of like the shoe stools, you know, like with the newspaper up. No one notices her, right? Melchior presumably still on her lap, right? And she like lowers the newspaper as Delroy walks past and addresses Melchior. You do know that Sharon ends up being imprisoned for literal Satanism, right?
It's not actually Satanism, sweetie. It's just Satanism on paper. It's a corporate conspiracy. You should know all about those.
There's a blood sacrifice involved.
Yeah, but she wasn't sacrificing anybody. She was just in the room.
She was doing the sacrificing. Anyway.
Oh, come on. Live a little. I've seen your bad side before. You don't have to pretend for me.
You have agreed you're not going to tell anyone about what you saw before.
That doesn't mean I don't know what happened.
Clears her throat, ruffles the newspaper, and poof, is gone in a poof of smoke.
Ouch.
And would,
Yep, just bumps onto the little like half foot of height that she had on the lap is just onto the shoe thing and like and
Right.
follows.
right on the snap, we cut to Delroy. You've got your shoes. You look great. You got some
Got a
pretty girl,
clipboard.
clipboard, pretty girl's number. Like you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. Head full of affirmations, but also full of shoes is warnings to you about staying grounded, providing for the family. Sometimes you just gotta keep your head down, take the check, and then move on. Know what I mean? Are you
Sometimes you have
the-
to stick it to the man.
These two conflicting ideals, I think, are like jostling in your heart, in your soul, in your brain, bumping up against each other like heavyweight boxers. And that's when you arrive early, maybe 30 minutes, an hour early, at the law firm you're getting an interview at.
So I think this is a massive glass building. It's got some obnoxious white name like Johnson's and Jacobs. Johnson's.
Oh wait, that exists. Oh wait, no. Sorry, don't sue us. I'm just not American. I don't know these things.
Johnson and James's. law
Johnson's and
firm.
James's and Jacobs. There's 3.
Yeah.
Johnson, James,
JJ
and
and
Jacob.
J's.
Yep, JJ and J.
Triple
Oh,
J's
boy.
law firm. So you know you're gonna get great people here. It's got one of those revolving doors where, and like this is also a city where nobody looks up. So like, you have to kind of like battle your way in to this, and it's uncomfortable. There's people pushing while you're not walking fast enough, and then you get spit out. And Delroy has to do her very best not to fall on these brand new heels.
But you look great. Yet again, you're the only pop of color in a building full of gray. There's just suits. I think it's like a shared office building, and JJJ is one of the offices in here. There's like a big general receptionist for the entire building, and there's like a seating area with like fake potted plants, like a big TV playing like the latest like I don't know, like rock band like tunes up on in like Prismacolor.
Big TV probably means fat TV. It's about the
Yes,
size
fat.
of my
It's
computer
huge.
monitor, but it's just the same.
This
It's just a square.
Yes,
The
it's a
same
square.
width, length everywhere. My
Uh,
God, those heavy
yes.
bitches.
Like a seating area with a bunch of like very well dressed, if a little drably and conservatively like people, and a receptionist and a set of elevators beyond the reception.
So she's gonna kind of like slowly, confidently, shoulders back, chin up. You are worthy. Wait, why am I saying this to myself? And hi, I have a job interview with the 3 J's law firm.
Ooh. The receptionist is this 17-year-old little thing. Looks like anxiety if anxiety were a person. Also tried to have Farrah Fawcett hair, but like hair's just so straight and very
No volume.
dark. Like it's just straight and dark. It hangs just dead down with like a little crick in it from where you realize they tried to iron it out, but it's just like think, like a think in the hair. And then the rest of it is just flat. And she is just sitting there. Her name is a name that doesn't start with her name is Ariche. And Ariche is just sitting there bouncing legs, wearing what is probably a pantsuit her mom picked out for her for like your first real job. It's like pastel blue, but not in like a cool way, but in a way that like it's just faded, and it's probably her mom's pantsuit from her first job, or like from her like latest job or something. It's just like handed down, and it's got this big poofy Prince collar to it, which is the at least cool thing about it. So like you've got a little coolness, because she's 17, and Ariche just like looks up and is like, "Hey man, what's up? I'm sorry, wait. Welcome to JJ&J. How may I help you?"
I have a job interview. Like I said.
Oh, sick. I mean, that's lovely. If you could please take a seat on the waiting area. Oh, wait. And you get a clipboard of like just your info to fill out. And it's like, it's basically what you would fill out now online. It's just like, what's your, if you social, what's your number, what's your address, previous work, whatever. Like it just like, you get this like clipboard of like 4 or 5 pieces of paper front, back. And you get this little pen on a chain that's chained to the clipboard. Mm-hmm. And she gives you that and goes, if you could please fill this. And she just keeps glancing over to like other coworkers, probably like monitoring her. And like, if you could please fill this out, that would be swell. And you can tell, like, if you look closely, she has a little painted on, like with little like face paint, little daisy right here, like almost where her hair hides it, but it doesn't quite. So she's got a little thing to stick it to the corporate office. To it, and she gives it to you, and she smiles and goes, that would be groovy, actually, thanks. I mean, that would be swell, thank you.
Yeah, well, groovy flower, it looks really good.
Thanks, my mom did it.
Oh damn, she does good work.
Thank you. We got matching little flower tattoos when we went to see ABBA 2 months ago. It was amazing.
You saw ABBA in person?
Oh, I think Bjorn sweated on me a little bit. It was so cool.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
It's incredible.
But yes, so please fill out these forms, and you can sit over there while you do so. And she keeps switching between like normal voice and like corporate voice. So like, yeah, you can sit over there if you would like to. And then I'll see you in a minute, I guess.
Thank you. And like Delroy will shuffle over to those ugly ass chairs. I think it's like that brown yellow.
It's
combo.
horrific.
So many things were, but it's also plaid.
Yes.
Oh,
it's just a bad upholstery.
It's like rancid mustard. You walk over to the rancid mustard cushions, you sit down, you begin filling out your info, amidst all the other potential interviewees. There's an older man in his like 50s who's there. He's got like a graying like head, right? And he's just sort of like jiggling his leg and filling out his form, and he's muttering under his breath, man, I need this job. The job market's brutal out there. It's the only place hiring. God, I really need this job. If they don't have me, nowhere else will have me. Oh, hey.
Hey man, self-affirmations. You are worthy of this. You got this.
Worthy? I got this?
Absolutely. You in your gray suit? You got this.
Oh, thanks. The guys at the other office I was at before I got laid off said it looked cheap.
I mean, you could jazz it up a little. Maybe like a white shirt underneath.
White.
Clean up the beard a little.
Is it just straight up gray on gray on gray?
It's gray on gray on gray. And there's like an old oil stain. Ooh, on the collar. He touches his patchy beard. Yeah, it's just, you know how things are out there. The economy. It's quite brutal. JJ&J is the only law firm hiring paralegals for miles.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason I came over here is because they were hiring, and they're not just hiring whites. They're hiring everybody. It's not even on the interview. Like, you know what I mean. Maybe you don't know.
He's like the whitest man you've ever seen. He's like, oh, right, yeah, I guess, I'm sorry. He looks at you and he says, I'm sorry. for what
and
happened to for racism.
Melchior is absolutely pissing herself laughing. You can't see her, but she's also there, and she is. If Artemisia is smart enough to not sit down, then Melchior is just leaning against Artemisia as if Artemisia were the wall.
Artemisia's leaning against a pillar. Yeah, and you're leaning against Artemisia. She has folded the newspaper
have no
up.
personal space. No personal space anymore.
Yeah, she's like pushes you, but then, like you lean back down. She pushes
lean
you,
onto
you
the
lean back
hand.
in. Yeah.
Like, oh, this is fun. This is like a little massage. And she is laughing and but also to her breast, she's like, you are worthy of this. And she like looks around and she goes, oh, honey, you are worthy of much more. And you hear that float towards you. And I don't know if you hear where it's from or if it feels like just like a divine message. But maybe it floated from below. Who knows? But just it's like this whisper on the wind of like, oh, you deserve so much more.
As you hear that whisper on the wind, cutting off this like graying, very awkward,
beautiful
white ally, 50s businessman, you hear a voice of a young man, maybe in your age bracket. Go, Jones, Delroy Jones.
That's me. Yeah, you figure out yourself.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Again, my apologies for everything that's happened to you.
No, please stop.
Oh my
Stop
God.
talking.
Yep.
Thank you.
You get up, you hustle over, and you see.
That's my name.
Yes. Hi. I'm Jean-Claude Lacassade. I'm one of the paralegals here. And you see a young Haitian man who is very well dressed. He's got like a really like nice, like tightly kind of like cut, like fade hair. And he's got like a pop of color. Even though he wears like a gray suit, the tie is shiny. And it's nice. Yay. It's like it brightens your day a little bit. He shakes your hand very firmly and smiles warmly at you. And he's quite handsome. You notice that his cheekbones are chiseled. Shakes your hand and goes, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, you're nice to meet you too.
Great, wonderful. Well, Mr. Johnson, I think will be conducting your interview today. I'll be taking notes. Here, follow me. It's up on the ninth floor.
Yeah, you're not doing the interview process?
Well, and he explains as he like taps the elevator button, right, and we hear the whirring of the machinery, right, go. He goes, Mr. Johnson will be conducting the interview himself. He's one of the partners here, of course, which is, you know, he thinks it's important that he gets to meet all the potential paralegals coming into the office. I will be taking notes, and there as moral support, because Mr. Johnson can be quite, well, you know.
No. I got I got this through a written interview. I haven't actually spoken on the phone to really anyone. Is he not?
Right.
Am I gonna cry?
You're gonna be fine. He can be a little brusque. He's very particular about, he leans in his ego. But honestly, this is one of the only law firms hiring paralegals right now. And hey, it'll be nice to have another friendly face in the office if you do get the job. And well, I mean, I work here, so it'll be nice.
Am I the only other friendly face? There's no other friendly faces like ours.
No. The only other friendly faces, right? Like speaking in like code here, are the custodial staff here.
And Ariche is Native American.
Oh yes, and the teenager working the front desk.
She was really nice.
She is nice. I think she'd rather be at ABBA concerts than working here, though, but who can blame her?
Yeah. I want to be at one. I only discovered them a year ago.
They're great, aren't they?
Incredible. We do not have that kind of music at home. I need more international radio.
Yeah, agreed. The elevator slides open, right, empty, and he steps in with you.
Oh, okay, let's do this. I got this. I am worthy of everything that I deserve. Gonna make myself proud. I'm gonna make my family proud.
Hey, you got this. I'm rooting for you. I'll write real good notes for you.
Oh, please.
Just
And-
for the imagery, Melchior is also in this elevator, invisible.
So is
as
Artemisia.
Chinese
Yeah.
takeout. It's
Oh my
like
gosh.
the most aromatic fried noodles, and it's just like picking at them. And then at some point, because also like if Artemisia is pressed against the wall, then you are being pressed against the wall by Melchior, relatively like still very not as tall as you, but tallish. Like Statue just like leaning and like picks up a piece of chicken and like holds it up behind her.
Artemisia swats the chicken away, and like the orange chicken like falls out of your chopsticks
What
and
a
hits the ground and
waste.
rolls.
You are so wasteful. What would God say? That
I
could have
don't.
fed a poor person.
She just stares down at you and says, "You were going to feed a poor person with that."
I could have, and now I can't, because now it would be mean to give them orange chicken from the elevator floor. And that's because, and she takes the chopsticks and pinches your nose, of you.
On cue, because Artemisia willed it to be so, the elevator whirs very fast and then arrives. Arrives on the 9th floor. Boom, boom. The doors open.
Totally.
Oh, wow. I've never had the elevator move like that before.
Oh, I just, time goes by really fast when you're nervous. Are you nervous? I'm
Hey,
nervous.
Hey,
Oh,
do
honey.
you mind if I... And he like gestures if he can like put a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Wow, you're tall with those heels. Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
Delroy, you're gonna kill it. You look amazing. I read through your application materials. I read through your written interview. You know what you're talking about. Just trust your education, trust your background, and let that speak for itself.
Okay. That's really kind of you to say. I have been in school for my entire life. I did not get a childhood. So this is really important, like really, really important. Like my whole family
Yeah.
needs this important.
Yeah.
I might lose my rent. I'm ready.
Every time a person overshares, a devil gets its wings. Especially in a tight enclosed space where the other person cannot escape the conversation.
Yep.
Right.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Melchior
Jean-Claude
gets
just
a little
goes,
tickle.
Yeah. Yeah. Artemisia goes, ugh. And Jean-Claude goes, hey. You got this. Okay,
Okay.
just be extra polite to Mr. Johnson, and you're gonna kill it.
Extra polite. Okay. Yeah, I know my pleasantries. Yes, please. Thank you,
And the
sir.
starting salary for a paralegal here is really good. So rent won't be an issue once you get the job.
Okay. That's really what I needed to hear too. I've been eating canned beans for a week and I miss rice.
Me too.
I don't know why I can't afford that.
Things you can't afford.
Yeah,
You
the
are
rice
so
prices
poor,
here.
you can't have rice.
The rice prices here are insane. They're astronomical through the roof. Well, it's
weird.
because of the rat infestation at the rice factory here in Toronto. Right. And Artemisia just goes turns to you, Melchior, and says, "Was that you?"
Oh, I don't do rats. I think that was Beelzebub. I should give him a call.
Ugh, please don't. Steps off the elevator
Jealous?
with you.
And like steps off and walks away.
What, to that jealous of that fly-infested man? I don't think so. Elevator doors close, and there's a little sitting area with an office door in front, and another receptionist, right? Like another receptionist out front for Mr. Johnson personally, right? Jean-Claude waves hello to the receptionist, who nods icily back, pauses at the front doors, and says, "You ready?
I'm ready.
Hold your chin high, and remember, you deserve this."
I deserve this. I deserve this.
Opens the doors. In this office, I actually want you to describe this, Brandy. I actually want to know. I want this to be you, Brandy.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready. I have been this is going to be the biggest gender euphoria of my life. Playing this dude. Jim James Johnson's office. Which, yes, that means his name is James James. James James Johnson. His parents did not love him. They did not touch him. They did not hug him. They basically actually named him James, and then they forgot they named him James, and then the hospital staff was like, "Hey, what's his middle name?" And they were like, "Oh, we like James." And the hospital staff was like, "What?" But they were such Karens, even in the 70s,
my
or
God.
I guess in the 40s, they were just like, "We're not gonna argue with them, and they just wrote it down.
A good Christian name.
You can't change it anymore. It's actually really hard to change it once it's been written down, even if the hospital makes a mistake. So, by the way, as a real fact of life, and one of my friends named her daughter Cora. Hospital staff wrote a very weird looking A. Daughter's name is Corn. Took a year and a half to change.
No.
Legally. Yes. So James Johnson is now we have wonderful Cora, but for a year she was Corn. And beautiful like family pictures everywhere. Like, I mean, like as much as you can have beautiful, they're just they're like daguerreotypes. I don't actually know how to say that word. The old sepia toned photos.
Yes. Okay.
Them bitches. There's a few, which is like a good status symbol because that's expensive. And there's like a few of like very nice house from the get-go. So this is a family that has always had money, will always have money. There's a picture of a dog, which is an extra status symbol because you would really spend a lot of money for those pictures, and that's a dog. And there's a picture of just like a Shih Tzu. Most annoying little animals. I love them, but oh, they're loud. This office is just like the pinnacle of both extravagant and drab because everything is expensive, but it is ugly. And it's just like an affronting eyesore that someone would spend so much money, but have zero sense of style, not let anybody make any other. It's very clear that Jim James Johnson has made every decision in this office himself. He picked out the the wood of the floor and the wood paneling of the wall are not the same wood.
Ooh.
They're not the same. They're not even remotely the same wood, and not in a cool mid-century modern contrasting natural woods. No, these are both wood laminates, but one of them is gray and one of them is like poop brown. But like poop where you should go to the doctor brown.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the chair is like this big brown leather like office chair. The desk is this behemoth of a heavy like you probably could move it if you tried. You can't see his legs under it because it's like one of those completely like closed off desks. And on it are just piles and piles of paperwork. But if you actually looked at the labeling system, it's don't care, kind of care, gives me money. That is what the cases are sorted by. I'm pretty sure this is a non-profit organization, so that's a little concerning. And the pictures are all put around the wall in different frames. It looks eclectic and not in a cool way. It looks like a man designed this who has no connection to reality. It's so much. And there's dog hair on the like because there's two chairs for guests, for like right in front of the desk. Mm-hmm. And they're these like cubic chairs that like at some point might have looked kind of fancy and cool, except that they are like squeaky leather, and nothing else here is the same kind of leather. It's also a different leather than the chair, so that's annoying. Everything about this office is irritating to look at, and it smells like Borscht. It smells like Borscht, which like no hate to Borscht, but it's not like a smell I'd buy as a candle.
No.
And Melchior is like invisibly fully at home, is just like a big chillin' on the desk, but you can't see Melchior. It's just big chillin' on the desk, adding stuff like when people aren't looking to the gives me money pile, because why not? And then also takes stuff from the gives me money pile and switches it up to the like don't care pile just because she likes mustaches. And Jim James Johnson is 6 foot tall and looks Swedish. He's not, but he looks it. And he takes great pride in the fact that he looks Swedish because people will ask him all the time, are your parents Swedes? Be like, no. His parents are from Long Island. And before that, God knows. He can't actually do shit, like trace the stuff back. They're just rich probably because they were con artists. So they're not old money. They are old money in the way that they have always been con artists. And this man is just running another Ponzi scheme in this building. Who knows when it'll blow up in everybody's faces and leave everyone penniless? But it won't leave him penniless, and that's all that matters. So you see this man in a just brown suit. Brown.
Ooh,
it's also a different brown. It's a different brown from the rest of the brown in the office, which is he's got like a buzz cut, like Dolph Lundgren.
I love it.
He's got a Dolph Lundgren like buzz cut. The steely gray blue like eyes. Like this is maybe like a kind of British person, just like a garbage personality. And he's sitting there, like, just like man spreading at his own desk. That is my knee, thank you. Yes. He's sitting like this and in a suit, impressive, good tailoring. And he's just like, oh, you, come on in.
Hi, sir. My name is Delroy Jones. It is so good to meet you. I just, this job is going to be, you will be very excited to have me work for you.
Jones, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just genuine obliviousness. Any relation? And he means to like the James Jones, the Jays. There's no way in hell, by the way, there could be any relation.
No!
Any relation?
She looks at him, then kind of looks at herself. No, I've been in Canada for 3 months now. It's nice here. The people are very friendly.
Nice. No nepotism then. Nice. We'll mark that off. Don't have to deal with that.
Oh,
People's
good.
brats are so annoying. So you want like the job? I guess you want the job here.
Yes. Do you want me to list my credentials?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So I grew up in Jamaica, near Kingston. The school there, I went to elementary school, and then I finished high school there. But high school system was a little bit different. So then I went over to the UK, and I did like a year to kind of fill up whatever I didn't kind of get, which is to say there was a lot of colonial education that I had to kind of fill in the gaps for, because we just didn't really learn that back home. And then I went to university at Cambridge, and I have are you listening?
Do you hear a squeak in my chair?
No, sir. I fixed that last week.
Huh. Good on you. What was your name again?
I'm Lacazade. Jean-Claude Lacazade. I've been working for you for the past 6 months.
Interesting.
Miss Jones here comes highly acclaimed. Top of the pile her application is. Her schooling is very impressive, Mr. Johnson.
Please, call me Jim. You should not call him Jim. You should absolutely never call him Jim, is the aura that is coming from this sentence.
Yep.
Jean-Claude knows this and says, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So why law? You could have been anything. You could have been a, I don't know, receptionist. Why law?
My mom wanted me to be a doctor, but I
couldn't cut medical school, huh? It's tough. Had a brother that flunked out 3 times. Still got his license, but what a stress.
No, I just don't like blood a lot. So law school, I really liked the learning. There's so much history. Law is just so rich in experiences and like the good and the bad coming together to figure out how can we make an equitable solution. And there's just so much to learn from law. And I really want to be a part of that. I want to be on the ground. I want to be in the grassroots movement, really making decisions for people and helping them out, especially those who can't help themselves. Do you know?
He's physically restraining himself from saying you sound like such an easy target. What comes out instead is, wow, you sound eager. Not sure if that sounds, it sounds like that was maybe an insult. You don't know. It's hard to tell with people like this. Melchior is beside herself, giggling and feeding off of the absolute rancid shit energy from this man. It's just like, it's better than the orange chicken.
Yeah, Artemisia is like leaned up against because you're not on her for once. She's leaned up against like the closed door, arms crossed, newspaper tucked away, just watching steelily, right? Just watching what's happening. Jean-Claude, bless his heart, goes, idealistic, sir, I think is a term I'd use.
There was a guy in my graduating class. He's never said where he went to school. Nobody knows where he went to school. Spoiler alert, he did not. He was voted most idealistic.
Oh, what happened to him?
What's a street in Toronto?
Young Street.
Sure. Saw him on Young Street the other day. In that cardboard box.
Yeah, idealism. I don't have any room for that. I just like cold hard facts. Sir?
Well, I know we said we're hiring paralegals, but you might have to start off a step below that. We might not have the spot available. Johnson's
but
niece,
sir,
she's graduating from cosmetology. I think it was cosmetology or astrology. I never know which one. The ologies, they're all really confusing.
Oh.
And she needs some cash. So you're coming up against some pretty stiff competition here in this interview.
Sir, if I may, just nudge you toward the nepotism box, which,
Yeah.
I mean, both of us know the Latin origins of the word, which is favoritism toward one's nephew or niece. Just as
You
a
studied
as
all
just
those
a
fun
reminder.
languages, huh? Didn't you?
I was a classics minor, yes.
Interesting.
I have a PhD in law.
Damn.
Should that be considered? Please?
You pay for it?
I'm still paying for it. This is why I would like to work here. I would like to apply myself. I have a family back home to take care of. I'm from.
And that is rule number 1 here in the office.
Oh,
Facts are the most important thing. You were correct earlier. It's a little test of mine. I like to test people. Sometimes it can be a little tricky that way.
Oh.
But family, and this is complete juxtaposition to everything he is, everything he said. He's just a hypocrite. Family stays out of this business. If you let family into this business, if you let family into your business, oh, you will never know peace. You will never know peace, and you will never know success. That is
good.
my motto.
I'm gonna write that on my clipboard. Thank you,
It's
sir.
literally, his wall is full of pictures of
And
his brothers
his
family.
phone rings, and the secretary calls. Your wife's on line 1.
Oh, I'm gonna take this, and does not excuse you, does not let you out, just clicks it. Hey, baby, what's up?
Jamesy, hi. Oh, I've been thinking about you all night. I miss you. I miss your.
And she
This is
says
his wife or
something.
his mistress. Damn.
Definitely the second one. But the code is wife. You know what I mean?
Right.
She says spouse when it says actual wife.
Nice.
And she goes on to say some extremely explicit things that I cannot say because Twitch will flag us.
Yes.
I missed your when we
In the with
I don't even know how to fill that sentence in. And he's just listening, and he's just like doodling like little hearts on his little notepad. He's just doodling.
Oh,
He can waste
Jamesy,
paper.
it got me so corny when you told me about
boy.
the poor people you screwed over last week in your
Oh.
case. When you told them that they had no
Baby.
case, but they paid your fee, and they had a case, but it would have been too much trouble to fight it for them in court.
Oh, baby. You know just how to get me going. Oh, but sweetie, I'm in a meeting right now.
A meeting? Is it one of those stupid interviews you said you were just gonna do because you elected Lord Power over them? Because it gets us
Oh.
off.
Honey, you know it. All right, I'll call you back later, Chips. How about 6
Wait, hold
p.m.?
on, sweetie, darling, poo poo. Why don't you tell me about the broad you're interviewing right now, or is it some poor bastard? Tell me about them. Tell me everything that's horrible about them.
Boy, this is a truly rancid cunt that he has here. Oh boy. And he's just like, oh honey, later. You know how to save the pleasure. And he hangs up on her. It's probably how they normally end conversations, TBH.
Yeah.
And he just looks at you like none of that just happened at all. And it's like, I know that we said the starting salary here is, I know we said it would be like 25 an hour, but with your lack of experience, I'm not sure. I think you'd have to negotiate a little bit for yourself.
You want me to negotiate for the job that was already posted, which you have done countless interviews for, none of which you're gonna actually hire because you're just gonna hire your niece? Do you know how insulting that is? You are wasting my time. And like she gets up, the chair kind of like knocks over, the papers flying everywhere, like earrings are coming out. This is bullshit.
Melchior is just like, oh, and just kind of floats over to Artemisia, drapes the arms around, and goes, "You still owe me."
I wasn't trying too hard with this one. Fine.
Sure.
This one's yours.
You get Artemisia gets a kiss right next to the lips because Melchior is a shithead, and get that little sharp nail under the chin again before Melchior turns around and grasps what you can't see, grasps into Delroy's body without being felt, pulls out what was once probably a very vibrant, like beautiful, like reds and yellows and rich blues, and just this explosion of color, and it starts to turn to like shades of red and gray and black in her hands, and she eats it because that's how she processes things.
That's
goes
vile.
straight down to hell through her system. She just eats it, and she licks her fingers. Actually, you know what? She probably ate it with the chopsticks. Pulled it out, ate it with the
God.
chopsticks. Licks the chopstick, winks at Artemisia, and disappears. And Jim James Johnson has never had anybody speak to him that way before. Ever. So Jim James Johnson gives you $200.
What am I
He's
supposed
into that
to do with
shit.
this?
Here you go. You advocated for yourself, which in his mind makes you a sucker, but it means you're a sucker who can con other people.
Is
You
this a-
start on Monday.
Oh, sir. Yes, thank you. Sir, fix my. Yeah, thank
Put
you.
your earrings back in, kid. Nobody's fighting here.
Okay.
His mistress has done the same shit to him before. He knows what that means. Oh, he knows what that means.
Well, should I escort you out? I'll get all the starting application job paperwork ready with you.
Paperwork. Yeah. Totally. I deserve this. This is
Yes.
right.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'll make sure to hold on your calls regarding the open position until the rest of the evening, and I'll help Delroy out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the rest of my day off. I think my mistress is feeling a little my wife is feeling a little lonely.
Yep. Okay.
And,
I'm gonna just let you do your thing. And Jean-Claude gets you out of the office so fast, right? And you're in that elevator.
Nobody needs to witness this.
No one has to see this. In the elevator immediately. While you're in the elevator, Melchior has gone, but Artemisia is still there, right? She's leaned up against the wall, just watching, invisible, right? As the two of you take it down to the 4th floor to process paperwork. Jean-Claude turns to you and says, "I have never seen anyone go off on Mr. Johnson like that before."
He's a piece of work. How could I not?
Yeah.
I once had an uncle like him. If you do not say something right away, that bullshit continues, and I will not.
Well, I mean, just put in your hours, get
also-
enough money, and get the fuck out of here.
So, $200? You want to go for drinks after?
Yeah, I mean, are you free tonight?
that-
I'm
Is
free
that
tonight.
company? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well, I get off at 7 if you want to.
Yeah, I'm not working, and I mean I will be soon. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, then this is the 4th floor. We're here. Let's get
bad
your paperwork filled out, and maybe I can also give you my number, my landline.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Ignore the numbers on this this hotel card. You can write
know
it
Sharon?
here. Yeah, I met her. Gorgeous.
She's
Beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah, but she's like a hurricane in your life and then out, and she leaves a bunch of detritus. Anyway, I don't want to talk. Let's here. And I think he ushers you out of the elevator, right? The doors start to close as he's bustling you through a cubicle area and showing you where your cubicle might be, paperwork. And we fade out on you, Delroy, right? And your new friend, Jean-Claude, you've got money in your pocket, finally, maybe things are turning around. We fade out on that, we push through the elevator doors, where Artemisia still leaned up against the wall, and this whole time, even while Melchior was gloating, she'd been scowling a little, but when there are no more witnesses, that scowl turns into a smile.
Oh my.
Looks up, nods, as her work here has been done as well, and she disappears in a poof of golden smoke. And if that's okay with everyone, I think that's where I'd like to end that session of The Angel You Know. Ooh, B, you were such an incredible mortal. Wow. Ooh. What a session, what a session. Introductions, let's do it. So I have been Connie, I've been one of your 2 GMs, pronouns they, he, and she. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at ByConnieChang, ByConniechang. I am also the GM here and creative producer for Transplanar RPG, which is the channel you're watching / listening to this on. We are an all-transgender, BIMPOC-led D&D show set in Andake, an original non-colonial anti-Orientalist world. Check us out on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern to stream our grim, dark, gritty fantasy campaign featuring very queer drama. I'm going to pass along introductions and plugs over to Brandy.
Hi, everybody. I have been your Devil Melchior, and I am Brandy Rose at the Brandy Rose on Twitter, at Brandy Rose Official on Instagram, which is finally alive and growing, and at Cutest Patoot on Twitch and TikTok. So make sure you follow up with all of my projects. I am frequently a guest or a cast member on several TTRPGs and actual plays, so make sure you check those out. Those will all be listed as I am in them. I'm currently on, or when this comes out, I think we might have wrapped or be about to wrap Haunted West, a town called Hope for Roll20, which is Tuesday nights. Thank you very much. I am ecstatic. I love it so very, very much. And the whole cast is just fantastic, and working with Trooper is just a gift, really. Talking to Trooper is a gift, working with Trooper is a gift, Trooper is a gift, as well as several other shows that should be coming back from their hiatus very soon after this airs. So make sure you keep an eye out for Unmade Gaming's channel on Twitch, where I play Alara Kaya, your favorite little Turkish lesbian, and she is just a doll. She's just a little bubblegum princess who's absolutely not in a sci-fi horror movie. So make sure you check out our season 2, which should be airing soon after this comes out, or starting soon after this comes out. So I'm very excited for that. But apart from that, yes, I'm a game designer. I teach game design on Twitch. I have about 10 talk shows. I have 10 talk shows where I'm the host, co-host, and creative producer for. So make sure you check out the Patoot Podcast Network, which has its own Twitter now, Patoot Podcasts. Link is also on my normal Twitter at the Brandy Rose, and I have all of my things listed there. I am for hire as a GM, as a creative producer, as a host, co-host, guest star, and voice actor. Recently signed with the Jackson Voiceover Agency. So make sure you check out all my stuff on my Twitter, where I live.
Heck yeah. Let's go over to B.
All right. As another individual who spends most of their time on social media as a living, that is I, your non-binary busy bee. You can find me on Twitter as at @B_Zelda. I am a podcaster streamer. I think I stream just about every day of the week, so you can just follow me to figure out when I'm going live. If you are so inclined, you can follow me on Instagram as at @B__, because somebody has that name. Mostly cat pictures and dog pictures, but if you want to follow me on TikTok, I post my makeup tutorials for all of the TTRPG characters that I play, and that is at @BZelda.
Heck yeah, yes. Follow us on all the social medias. Brandy, should we reveal what our hidden objectives were to B? Yeah.
Yes.
I had an idea.
Oh, well, B, what did you think it was?
Yeah, what did you think?
Well, okay, so it I thought it was clear kind of when we met Sharon. So I thought Melchior's was just it was either get angry, or don't take the job and just go do something that actually makes you happy, but you probably won't make a lot of money. And then, oh gosh, your name has amnesia in it. What is the beginning of
Artemnesia. Artemnesia.
In my head, I'm like, okay, it's amnesia. We add Artemnesia. I thought yours was to get me the job so I could take care of my family. It seemed like family versus self. Those were like the two divides.
You're really
so
close.
much nicer. Yeah, so much
you're
nicer
really
than what my
close.
goal was.
Yeah.
Do you want
to go first? Oh,
Okay.
I'll do mine.
Please.
Artemnesia's was for you to keep your head down and take the job without blowing up at the guy. Was to just sort of take the job and be like, and like take it, right? Which is in opposition to Melchior's.
Yep, Melchior's was to get you to stick it to the man and blow up at this dude. Which you did. It was great.
Which you did.
Fantastic. You're also the first time that I've won.
Yes.
Oh, that Melchior has won.
Yeah. You
Personal.
Melchior. I don't know
Oof.
the differences.
Melchior didn't even have to cash in that debt that
Nope.
Ardenich
Did
has.
not.
I'm
Which works
excited, though.
plot-wise very
Yeah.
excitingly.
Yes, it
I
does.
like that.
Oh, well, that was a
Ah.
lot of fun, B. Thank you so much for joining Brandy and I on this adventure of a 70s lifetime. Everyone, stay tuned. We're going to raid someone awesome, I bet. Toss them a follow if you like what they do. Even if you can't stick around, say Transplaner sent you. Say that you're lurking in chat. Just rep some Transplaner pride in chat, even if you can't stick around. We're going to raid out. We love y'all so much. We will see you Saturdays on Transplaner's channel for The Second Stranger. And check out Brandy and B on their social medias. Bye-bye.